more in the local life. How are ya? Hopefully this video will come out okay because there's a bit of wind. And the editing software I normally use isn't working. I don't know what's going on with it, so I've been using the free one that comes with the computer, and I can't adjust sound or get rid of excess stuff. I don't know, it's not working. But anyway, that's not really what the point of the video is. I did want to remind everybody to visit our sponsor. It's RV with me. They connect RVers and landowners and RV park owners together. So that way, if you are an RV owner, you're trying to find a spot, you go to rvwithme.com and you can find a location near where you are staying. And if you have private property or an RV park and you want people to come stay with you, you can list your property there and have people come stay with you. So we just came back from an awesome trip to Florida. We stayed at Blue Springs State Park and it was gorgeous. We've stayed there before. We have tent camp there, and we have also just gone for the day. It's actually some place where I went probably all of my life as a kid. So it was fun to go with the kids, and it was a different experience to stay in an RV there. It was a much better experience staying in an RV than tent camping there. There is a train that passes, of course, like all night. And in a tent, well, you're gonna hear it. I never sleep. I just sit there laying there listening for the trains and listening for any animals. I'm not a good tent camping person. I did it for years. Was horrible at it, always. Never actually slept. So having the RV is definitely great to be able to stay there, enjoy the beauty of the park without having to listen all night to the trains or be freaking out like, what if a bear comes? I know the likelihood of that happening is little, but you're laying there at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning thinking about it, you get more and more freaked out. I don't recommend it. Not tent camping, but just thinking about that stuff. But anyway, I wanted to sort of talk a little bit about some of the differences between RV parks and staying at more like a state park. There are quite a few, and I've already tried to do this video 4 times, by the way, and every time I would forget. I'd end up sitting there in front of the camera going, the other thing is. I'm going to try not to do that on this video. If not, I'm just going to edit it out because, again, it's already the day I'm supposed to be releasing the video and I still have nothing. So here goes. So the biggest thing, I think, when you initially show up at a state park versus an RV park, you're going to notice, of course, is sort of the layout. You can see behind me, it's basically one RV right next to the other. And at our RV parks, although they allow tent camping, not a lot of people are probably going to be tent camping here. They might, but it's going to be mostly RVs. Versus the state park, you're going to have a lot of trees separating you for the most part. It's a little bit more private. I have stayed at one place where it was less private, if you will, less trees, and it did resemble more of an RV park. But generally speaking, like what I've seen is that there's a lot more tree cover. And yeah, you can still, you know, make out somebody's tent or somebody's RV next to you, but it's not like you can look in their kitchen window like here. When we pulled up last night, I was like, awesome, look, I can see like 3, 4, 5 into 4 or 5 different windows, which means 4 or 5 different windows can be looking into mine. Awesome. But anyway, so that's like the main difference there with the amount of space that you have between them and the amount of privacy or perceived privacy that you have. Something else is that most RV parks have full hookups, which is your electric, power, sometimes even cable, Wi-Fi, and sewer. And that is almost all the spots. They do have some that don't have that, but for the most part, most of them have a lot of spots that have the full hookups. At a state park, it's the opposite. Most state parks don't have any full hookups at all, and then the ones that do have very few. As I was looking for that when we went down to Florida, I was like, oh, maybe I can find a state park that has full hookups. And there were a few. They were scattered all over the place, not where we wanted to be. So we ended up just going somewhere that just had electric and water. They did have a dump station, so when we left, we just went to the dump station and dumped our stuff, and it wasn't a big deal. But that's something you want to keep in mind if you're going to stay at a state park versus an RV park. Another thing is the level of amenities there. Like here we are at the RV park. We're at, I guess, the playground-ish area, and they have they have a pool, they have an actual playground, They have like a basketball court. Here I'm looking at some volleyball courts. They have the Wi-Fi and they have all those connections. They usually have a pretty good store as well that has supplies that you might need. Whereas at a state park, you might not have that. But of course, you have different amenities. You know, if you're gonna, probably like at Blue Spring, you have a spring that you can swim in. You're not gonna get that probably in an RV park directly right off of it with just a short walk. There's also hiking trails there. They do have a playground and they do have a little place where you can buy a little store and things like that. But it's also cheaper because you don't have as many amenities for the most part. The state parks are cheaper. Like Blue Spring, for instance, was $20-something a night, and we stayed at an RV park just down the street from them a few months ago, and it was $40-something for water and electric. We didn't have full hookups, so there's a big difference in pricing. So, you know, again, like everything on this planet, there are pros and cons to everything, and you just have to figure out what you want to do. We went to stay at a state park because we wanted the state park feel. We wanted that perceived privacy. We wanted to be able to just walk through a little trail and get to the thingy. Yeah?
They made kind of fun stuff for kids to play.
They did. They're all excited. They're playing with the horseshoe toss game. And yeah, she's dressed all crazy because we haven't done laundry yet. So, and we have no coins. So we're waiting on that. So she's wearing basically like half Daniel's clothes and half her clothes and flip-flops. Who knows, right? She's dressed in clean clothes. And my nails were done by Nadia. It's her specialty. She loves to do nails. But anyway, that's sort of what I wanted to talk about. The differences between the RV parks and the state parks. And to just know the different experience. Just look for what you're interested in doing. And yeah, learn as you go. Again, we haven't been to all the state parks, so this isn't like an absolute. All of them are a little bit different, but that's kind of the general feel. Heidi, right?
Well, somebody said there is a volleyball.
Volleyball right there. I mean, there's a volleyball net. No ball.
They said volleyball.
No.
I love those are a volleyball, which looks like a basketball.
Yes. So, yes. This is Jessica from Exploring the Local Life. I hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up. If you didn't, feel free to give me a thumbs down. That's fine. Comments, let's chat about it. If you have had different experiences, if you've been to some awesome state parks. All state parks are, well, not all. I enjoy state parks. But if you had some that were absolutely luxurious, let us know, man. Yeah, I want to know where those are. I'd love to check those out as well. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. There's links in the description that tell you where you can find us, and you'll get different information from there. And yeah, hope to catch you guys later. Bye.